Hi guys, this is week 24 Project Life. I'm still not feeling great, but I really wanted to get this week done. So I am going to go super simple, and I'm using the Better Together kit from Feed Your Craft and Brandy Kincaid. So I've started with my photos as normal, and I'm just picking out a couple of the cards. I really loved that pansy card, and the You're the Glitter to My Glue card worked perfectly with my lily photo. And for my title card, I just picked through a few sort of purpley coloured cards in my stash and ended up going with just the dot one. I thought the white paper was a bit better than the purple. When I first got the kit, I got sent the digitals, and so I immediately had printed out this pansy card, which is why I've got 2 copies here. That worked out perfectly because it meant I could fussy cut the blue pansy, and I can stick that down on top of my photo where the blue pansy goes on the card, just with a little bit of foam, just to give it a bit of dimension. And I'm going to add one of these mini flare as well, but I just need to glue down the stem of the pansy first. I'm not super happy with how that card turned out, but I think I'm just going to leave it for now. I'm still working with these page protectors that aren't the right size, so I'm having to trim down a few of the photos. And my little Lily was sick this week, very sick. She ended up having to have surgery, and so I wasn't sure how to best do that, but I loved the broken heart stamp until I stamped it on the photo, and I just thought, it's not really what I thought it was going to be. I didn't know how to fix it, so I just carried on and stamped one more stamp. And in the back of my mind I was thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? Because it wasn't how I wanted it to be. Now, usually my theory is just to leave it. So for now I'm just going to move on, and I'm going to do a shaker pocket because nothing makes me happier than a shaker pocket. This week I'm doing the same technique as last time, just using the packaging to create a card rather than a pocket. But this week I'm going to stick my tiny little photo inside and add some sequins before I stitch around the outside. Now, the sequins do hide the photo a bit, but that was actually the effect I was after. It's sort of a wee sneak photo of something that's coming up, so I did want to add it to my project life, but maybe not have it front and centre. I just used a wee banner punch to punch out one of the purple papers that I had picked out, and I just stamped the tiny little me from the stamp set, and I'm just going to attach that with my tiny attacher. And now I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to fix that card. So instead I procrastinate, and I'm adding one more stamp to this photo. It says Better Together, which I think coffee and cookies do. So that's why I added that one in there. I just love the simpleness of that. Those stamps are so great. They really need just the minimalist touch. So I thought maybe I would try stamping the broken heart pieces onto the same coloured paper and fussy cutting those out and sticking them down over where the stamp was. So I knew pretty much from this point that this wasn't going to work, but I persisted, thinking if I do both halves maybe it will help, but it doesn't. My friend Izzy Ruth had sent me a lovely package that day, and so I had thought maybe I will add some of the tags that she sent me. So I ended up going with that, and I really like the way it turns out. So I'm adding a pink one there to cover up that stamping without having to reprint the photo, and I just added some twine that was on my desk. And then matching the me stamp, I'm going to put you and just underline them so they sort of appear, and then just do just a tiny bit of journaling. And of course I can't add one, I have to add more than one, so I'm going to peel up these pieces off this card and add the blue tag underneath where they are. So I'm going to put those pieces back basically exactly where they were, but I just want the wee tag underneath it first. And I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I am not pleased, however, with how long it took me to attempt to try to thread some twine through it. It was a ridiculous amount of time. I should have just got a bigger piece, but I didn't have any left. I only had the little pieces that were on my desk. It didn't work. I gave up. So then I can add those 2 pieces right back on, and now I have a clear spot for a little bit of journaling as well, which there wasn't before, so it worked out really nicely. Tiny bit more journaling in white pen. and now I can work on my title card, except I wasn't happy with how those two tags were sort of right on top of each other. So I did do a little bit of shuffling and then grabbed some bigger tags from my stash for the title card. And that way I end up with 3 tags, which is always my preferred number. And I faff about with the twine again, but do actually manage to get it on the bigger tag this time, which was nice. So I'm just sticking that towards the bottom, and I'm going to use some really old I think they're Dear Lizzie thickers, just to spell out week 24. I had started with the W, but decided I'd work backwards from where I went the 24 to finish. And then just underneath it, on the tiny strip of white that's left on the card, I'm going to do my date stamping. Which I was slightly concerned about managing to actually get in there, but I did manage to fit it in nicely. And that is this week all done. I really love this kit. I mean, I love all of the Brandi Kincaid and Fiji Craft kits, but this one, all the purples, it couldn't have worked out better. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!